you guys everything. But one day my story is gonna be powerful, and I'm gonna actually cry my ass off when telling you this, for the reason being that there's still hope, and you could be going through the darkest period of your life and you think that nothing will ever get better. I'm trying to tell you, dude, it's all in us. And maybe there's a higher power out there. I don't know. I'm not saying like I believe in Jesus Christ or anything like that, but I truly believe that there's hope and there's positivity in this world. And people need to stop being so hard on themselves, which I used to struggle with very much. I still do at times. But if we all started thinking more positive and started uplifting each other up, instead of being envious and jealous of each other and trying to bring each other down all the time, and looking for the bad things in people and start looking for the good things in people, this world would be much different. And I think that our generation has the strongest ability and the strongest tools available to change this sick and evil world that we live in. I'm gonna save the world. I'm gonna save the world. Yeah! It's over, bro! Keep on watching every day, buddy.
What's up, dudes? Welcome back to the Degen Gaming Society. This is your host, the Evil Pickle, and today we bring you excellent news about our favorite crack addict, Bossman Jack. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we just want our degenerate society to grow. And we don't just have great news, we also have bad news. But first, the good news. Bossman Jack is free! As we had correctly predicted on a previous video, Bossman's court date had been brought forward from January 6th to the 18th of December, and we had correctly hypothesized that this was done so that he could be let out of jail before Christmas. And so he was let out on the 18th. We were all on the edges of our seats waiting to see the results of this December court hearing, and we got them. And we were absolutely disappointed when all we could see was a continued result on the Virginia court's website. Now, I personally wasn't distraught. I knew that in between then and 24 hours later, there would be another update, as this has happened on a previous court case. But in the meantime, there were some rat theories going around, and there had even been a rat leak. Someone apparently was at the court hearing and got some details as to what Bossman would be facing when leaving jail, which said that he's going back to the courts on the February 6th, with matches with the next court hearing date, after this one that was continued. The theory says that he will have to go back to the courts in February to review the results of his drug test, and he's going to have a $1,000 bond that's going to be set tomorrow, so the 19th of December, at 9 a.m., and that's when Rat Dad's going to pick him up probably. There would also be another rat leak, which suggested that Boss wouldn't just be let out scot-free like the old times that he got out of the jail. No. He would be sent straight to rehab, no contact with the outside world. He's gonna be basically locked up in a rehab for 6 to 9 months. And when we heard those rat rumors, we were kind of worried. Imagining seeing Boss gone, technically gone from us for another 6, God forbid, 9 months is absolutely devastating. But with no real evidence, we just, categorize this as more rat rumors, rat theories, and we would wait till the 19th to see what actually happened. And lo and behold, on the 19th, we received a notification from Divine Service that Austin Peterson, with offender number PCP045706, was released from custody on the 19th of December 2025. The release reason is released by court order. The DGS were the first ones to break the news. As you can see here on Divine Link records, it now says out of custody. The mugshot has not changed, and this meant that my dear old cousin Pickle would have to be evicted from the rat den. There he goes. And so we were all eagerly waiting for that notification from Discord of Bossman tagging everyone in his Discord server and saying, yo, and saying that he's free. Well, here come the bad news of this video. There was no such thing. We didn't hear a thing from Boss. Till this day, we haven't heard anything from Bossman. So the previous rad rumors about him going to a strict rehab with no contact with the outside world, or at least not with the internet, have sort of been confirmed. We haven't had a single Boss stream since he's been let out. This is absolutely wrong. I cannot believe this. This is the most injustice we have ever suffered in our whole lives. I can't believe that they're suppressing Austin this way. He has a message to let out into the world, a dream to fulfill, and the courts are not letting him do it. This is just an absolute injustice. The state of Virginia must pay for their crimes. Okay, memes aside, Boss isn't in rehab right now. It has to be it. He's not back in jail, so the only reasonable explanation is that he went to a strict rehab, no contact with the internet. Now the only question is he really going to stay there for 6 to 9 months? We hope not. Will he eventually have some contact with the outside world? Maybe the internet? We don't know. Hopefully, this rehab stay will be short, either because he's been such a good boy, or because they kick him out or something. I don't know, but then if they do kick him out, then he's probably liable for more jail time. Anyways, with no news from the real Bossman Jack. That's right, because there was some idiot on Bossman Jack's Discord pretending to be Bossman, as if anyone with an IQ over room temperature would actually believe that this moron was actually the real Bossman, especially given that he was using an AI picture. Nobody believed him. But so, until we hear news from the real Bossman, we can conclude that he is indeed locked up in rehab, and we won't be hearing from him for probably a couple months still. I'm very sorry to give you guys these news. These are dark days ahead for the rats. So these were the news regarding Bossman Jack. I can also add another new piece of news, but this one from Papa on Wing, because it just happened this morning. On his Discord, we would have his baby mama, Christina, saying that the psych ward that's holding Papa called her, and they want her to show up tomorrow and pick him up, provided that she signs a document that she'll be responsible for him for 2 days. And she would go on to ask everyone in the server if this would backfire on her, if Papa were to escape or do something bad, would she be liable for it? Some people said no, some people said yes. Some even said that in Latvia the person who signed for the patient will not face criminal charges, but someone else would point out the fact that these institutions probably lie to people and try to scam them into thinking, no, you won't be responsible. But then as soon as that paper's signed, it's pizda. You're going to be responsible for it. Just you wait. And so right now with Papa, we don't know whether or not he's going to be let out tomorrow. If he does, we already know he's 100% going to escape the country. That's it. He's not going back to that psych ward. No way in hell. So it's all up to Christina. Depending on what she does, we'll decide what will be the future for Papa on Wing. 2 lolcows in somewhat the same sort of predicament right now, which is really funny. One could only hope that some way, somehow, Papa and Bossman would escape together and flee into the sunset and find their true freedom. That is, if they didn't kill or hurt someone on the way. Anyways, this has been today's Degen Gambling Society recap. As soon as we have any Bossman or Papa news, we will keep you informed. But for that, please do stay subscribed and please hit the like button on the video if you enjoyed this content. And until next time, see ya.